Well, hello there. It's been like 10 seconds and I'm back. Yeah, combining these and trying to save space and time, I guess, because economy of movement on guitar is everything. Took me a lot of time to realize that because it was all for me. It was all about flash before, and now it's all about like shit. If I could do it with one finger, I will do it as long as it gets the point across. Laziness is a good thing, and it takes a bit of thinking if you want to be, sparing yourself the craziness. Well, so this, like I said, we gotta think of a progression, and the first thing that comes to mind, like. 1, 2, 3, 4, C 2, 3, 4, D 2, 3, 4, C 3, 4, and G. Let's try and keep it at that. So the first chord is this, which is combinable with this, right? Because I said this is not really an inversion, this is just a position because we're not including all three notes. Yeah. So if I want to play 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. First thing that comes to mind is like trying to figure out, like you immediately see, I will have this. See? And then I'll just use this position. You know? And while we're at it, slide up. If we take a step back, we can do this. So it's all about hearing where the voices fall in place, where all these like the ones and the threes and the fives, how do they interact with each other from chord to chord. And you can make, it just stop a little while and you try to analyze. If you go from, let's say from this chord up to the C chord, you kind of take the G string and then you see what's going on here, and then you realize this is going a half step up, right? And then this Lord Fuckleby, which is now in D, goes up to E, so it's a whole step. So we have this movement. Ooh la la, this is minor third to major third. Kernel fourth. Yeah. Okay. And then this guy goes from here, right? And stays there. So he's not going anywhere. This is why they all fit together so nicely. Oops, I just played a minor chord. And I'll do a lot of videos on those guys too, yeah. So these are all basic shapes. Basic shapes, you just learn and then you know them. You know your basic chords for the first three strings. Okay, so this is C. And then if I chose this to go down to a D, and then back to a C, and then back to a G, back to the root. Yeah? Okay, so we've gone up. But the lead note, I'm going to call this the lead note because it's the highest note that I'm playing, hasn't changed in the first two chords. But now it's going to change. So now it dropped from G to F sharp. This note went from E to D. And this note went from C all the way. It dropped for a minor third, so a step and a half, to an A. So, you know, play them slowly, listen to what's going on. There's a lot of fun to be had here, especially when we get to the point where I just start adding on shit like crazy, adding on notes. Okay, so slide up, and what you can do is like when you have these chords, which are basically like you just copy this shit. You just slide. I always tell to my students like this is a train, this position is a train. The strings are the tracks. You just slide. You don't want to train to derail from the tracks. You just slide up and down. Oh yes. And what you can do is you can do a little chromatic movement up here. So C, C sharp, D, or D flat, whatever you want to call it. So that was a G. Now this is a C. Chromatic movement up to the D, and it works. You can slide into the C chord, also into the G chord and the D. So you might as well be practicing that too. Once you really get used to the positions, you know, to throw yourself off of balance a little bit, not to get too comfortable. Okay, so the next G is right over here. Sorry, that was a G sharp. It's here, like I said, 7, 8, 7. Allman Brothers Band. Yes. Okay, so the D we had here, right? So it's a small change, very economical for me to do this movement. So actually the the bass note stays the same, it's the D note, but this sucker goes from G to F sharp, and then this guy drops a whole step down and it becomes an A note, 5th fret on the E string. So that's the D chord, but where's the C chord? The C chord is right over here, if you've been paying attention, and I hope you have. So it's C, G, and E. So it's quite near. And yes, of course, when you know the C, you know the D. And yet again, you chromatically connect these two motherfuckers. Any way you want. Any way you want. Yeah, so, and the last inversion is this, whereas we have the C chord here, which is G, C, E. Okay. And then we have the D chord here. Oh yeah, so this is 11, 10, 10. 11, 10, 10. And I'm just going through these as fast as I can, and it's already past 8 minutes into the video. But when you finish the video, just pick one block. So you start from here, this would be one region, or here, this would be another region. Okay? Another region, and here. They're all, just start on the, on the root chord, on the G chord, and just play around with these guys. Just hear the sounds again. I'm telling you. Okay, next video I talk about adding notes and like risking a shitload, a lot of wrong notes and bad notes in order to start to improvise. So stick around. Bye.